Hi, I'm Patrick, and this is my favorite S&P thing, and I've decided to talk about echolocation today. So, most people know that there are animals that use echolocation to perceive sound, and usually when people think of this, they think of things such as bats or dolphins and whales. But most people don't realize, including myself until now, that some blind people utilize echolocation as well, since their traditional way of viewing things is no longer available to them. So it works through a short process, but echolocation is defined as the location of objects by use of reflected sound. And the process for this begins with the animal making a series of noises. And sometimes these noises are produced with their mouths, or other times body parts can be utilized. And for example, like bats or birds can use wings. And then the animal from there will listen to this noise, and the noise will eventually reflect off of another object and return to them. And the animal can then use the returning echoes to help determine characteristics of the object they're in pursuit of. So that will give them characteristics of the object's size, shape, texture, distance, and direction. And then another note I've included is that animals such as bats can produce a much stronger sonar frequency than humans can, and their shrieks can get as loud as 140 decibels, which is the equivalent of having a gunshot next to you. So to deafen this noise, they contract their middle ear muscles and inherently dial down their hearing. When it comes to people, unlike animals, humans don't have dedicated sounds for processing echoes, so they can honestly choose whatever sound they prefer. But typical sounds include finger snaps, mouth clicks, humming, and cane taps. So, for instance, if a tongue click is a blind person's sound of choice, the clicks are used to locate nearby objects and assess their size, while a cane is often used to detect details of the terrain. This works because the clicking sound activates the auditory cortex in the brain, and for people who are skilled in echolocation, which is actually only about 20 to 30% of blind people in their lifetime, the visual cortex is activated too. But unless trained in the skill of echolocation, the visual cortex will not activate. So in ordinary people, nothing will occur. And in certain blind cases, the individual will actually lose awareness of their auditory clicks and focus on the spatial experience that is occurring in their mind and that they are able to visualize. And here I've included an image of a blind man and he has a cane, just so you can get an understanding of that. And then here I've included a video that shows a man riding a bicycle and how he's able to navigate the streets with cars going through by using clicks.
We found other people possessing superhuman powers. Daniel Kish is like the superhero Daredevil, who's blind but uses heightened senses to fight crime. Daniel lost his sight as a child, but he can still ride a bike. Pedaling down a street, he somehow avoids cars. He can even sense when to turn corners, much like a bat that uses sonar to navigate. How does he do it? Daniel makes clicking sounds that act like a form of human sonar. He calls it echolocation. The sound bounces off objects.
I'm hearing the reflection of sound as it comes back.
Daniel showed me how he navigates the streets.
A passageway between buildings. And then we have stuff, basically, in the way, tall stuff, posts or something, right in the middle of the walkway.
When people say you have superhuman abilities, how do you respond?
I'm human. I haven't been bitten by a radioactive spider or anything.
Hey everybody, McConaughey here. So, I wrote the book Green Lights, but the truth is, most people don't ask me about the
That concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed.